TV. Welcome once again to the NBA bubble in a season like no other. This year's NBA Finals have suddenly become great theater. Game 5 bringing us an epic duel. LeBron James' sparkling play brought the Lakers to oh so close to a title. But Jimmy Butler's incredible performance has Miami alive and well. And good evening, everyone, with Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy, Mike Breen on hand, Rachel Nichols with us as well. The Miami Heat's magical run continues. They survive the Game 5 thriller, and here we are in Game 6. And Mark, Jimmy Butler did it again. He has had two spectacular performances where they think not only is there going to be a Game 7, they think they can win it all.
He's been unbelievable. There's not much more that Jimmy Butler can do in this series for this Miami Heat team. Basically has done it all, putting them in position to fight against this favorite Los Angeles Lakers team. Scoring mentality, turning the corner, being aggressive, continuing to keep his foot on the gas pedal, attacking the paint area, making plays against bigger, stronger guys. Does not matter. The ability down the stretch. They put the ball in his hands, attacks, doesn't score, but gets to the free throw line, sealing the victory. And then you need a stop. Does exactly that. The biggest contribution to me that he's given this team is a belief that they can win it all. It may be delusional, but it puts them 2 wins away from doing that treat.
And as good as he's been, they need timely help from the other players to get this job done. Duncan Robinson, 7 threes in Game 5. In Game 6, they're going to need different players to step forward. You see Adebayo, Hero, and Crowder. None of them shot the ball particularly well in the last game. They're going to need to do that so they can have a more balanced attack.
As for the Lakers, LeBron James was sensational once again, but in our Domino's pregame HQ, it's amazing how in the NBA, one play away from a title.
Yeah, and this play has been much dissected, and there's no right or wrong answer. I think he made the right decision by passing, or he could have made the right decision by shooting. Here, he would have liked to have this shot been more pinpointed. It took Green out of his shooting rhythm, but still enough time and space for a great shooter like Green to make it. But what James did was he put on a phenomenal shooting show with all of this time and space. 6 threes in the last ball game. When you guard LeBron James, you can't usually take away both the shot and the drive. Most games, if he makes threes like this, they're going to win. And you look at his efficiency in this finals, 58% from the floor when the game plan is directed at trying to limit your efficiency.
Coming into this series, everybody said the Lakers had the 2 best players, even me, and we were right. That was coming into this series. During this series, the 2 best players clearly has been LeBron James and Jimmy Butler. Anthony Davis has got to find a way to be much more dominant against his smaller Heat team. The last 3 games, he's a -2. Hobbled or not, he's got to be better, and the Lakers need him to be better, Mike.
Well, Mark, he is playing with heel and ankle issues, but says no problem. He'll be ready to go. Meanwhile, as for the Heat, as you see Davis getting ready, they need another outstanding performance from Duncan Robinson moments ago. Spoke with Rachel Nichols.
Thanks so much, Mike. Duncan, you have beaten these guys twice. What have you learned that you can then take it and beat them a 3rd time?
Just that we're capable. You know, we've made adjustments throughout the series, and we feel like we're getting better. So, obviously, we're excited for tonight.
You did not have the best game, too. Jimmy Butler actually had you come to his hotel room for a few hours after the game, give you a little bit of confidence. He says you need to be shooting a lot for them to win tonight. What does that mean to you when your leader has that kind of faith in you?
It means a lot. You know, this whole team, coaching staff, teammates, they all instill confidence in me. So, I just try to go do my job, shoot it when I'm open, sometimes when I'm not.
Excellent, Duncan. Thanks so much.
Right.
Good luck
Thank you.
tonight. Everyone else, stick with us. We've got lineups and tip-off right after this break.
Living in the moment and not taking it for granted, knowing that the opponent, the man that's across from you, has that same feeling.
James and Butler throwing haymakers at each other.
Absolutely spectacular all night long.
That's the beauty of the game, being able to compete at the highest level.
But our confidence ain't going nowhere. It's going to stay high. I'm going to make sure that it stays high. Ain't nobody going home yet. We're still here.
And this presentation of the NBA Finals will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
The NBA Finals on ABC.
We're all set to go. Game 6 upon us, and it's presented by YouTube TV. The Advent Health Arena. The Miami Heat and the LA Lakers. Of course, Jimmy Butler has been the story He has played some all-time finals basketball through the first 5 games. 2 triple-doubles, one 40-point triple-double, another 35-point triple-double. And throughout the finals, he's kept his teammates involved. 10 or more assists in 3 of the 5 games. Hadn't done that in the first 70 playoff games of his career. And as the stakes grow higher, so do Butler's minutes, averaging 6 more per game in the finals than the first 3 rounds, including Game 5, where he only sat for 48 seconds. And now looking to go right back at it again here in Game 6. As we look at the starting lineups delivered by Taco Bell, and some interesting notes in terms of lineups for tonight. Look who's in the starting lineup. Alex Caruso, his first start of the playoffs. Dwight Howard will not start tonight. Caruso started a couple of games in the regular season, but first time in the postseason for Caruso. Meanwhile, for Miami, the same starting 5, but Goran Dragic has been activated. So therefore, there's a chance that he will see some action tonight as we're set to go. Fascinating to see how both teams react after that thriller on Friday night. And the Caruso insertion into the starting lineup, a huge story. Guys, what do you think in terms of why Howard came out and why Caruso the one to be chosen to start?
Well, I know Dwight Howard didn't play well in the last ball game. Caruso's a gutsy call. If it was me, quite honestly, I wouldn't have made the change to Caruso. I would have stayed big and probably went with JaVale McGee. A welcome sight for the Lakers, starting off with Anthony Davis knocking down the shot, coach.
And I think you're seeing Danny Green pick up full court. It's all about defense. They want their best perimeter defenders in the game to start the game out.
Caruso is on Tyler Hero. Anthony Davis has played some of his best ball. Pass inside. Oh, gorgeous feed, and Adebayo with a difficult finish, but got it to go through. Davis has played some of his best ball than the Lakers had when he has played the center position as opposed to the power forward. Crowder's guarding him here. Anthony Davis steps back. That jumper won't go. Rebound goes to Robinson.
I really expect Bam Adebayo to play much better. He's a guy that didn't point fingers, didn't make any excuses, embraced it, and quite emphatically said, I've got to be better.
And the Lakers have to locate Duncan Robinson in transition. He was wide open.
Robinson having the 7 3-pointers in Game 5, 26 points. The undrafted second-year player. Hero pass inside. Thrown awry, and it's going to be Laker ball. The Lakers have not lost back-to-back games all playoffs. They're 4-0 after a loss, but this is the first time in these playoffs where there's some real stress, some real pressure to win. Certainly it's not a closeout game, but it's pretty darn close. They do not want to have to play a Game 7. Davis calling for the ball. Jimmy Butler's on him. Shot clock winding down. Davis leans in, shoots it over. Butler, an air ball, and a 24-second violation.
And that's one of the things that works in the Heat's advantage, Coach. Caruso's not a shooter, so the ability to double team LeBron or Anthony Davis on their catches, living with, now he can make the shot, but defensively, I'm willing to live with it.
And I think also, too, it's how much do we want to try to get Anthony Davis going versus get our best player involved in as many plays as possible, LeBron James.
Good defense there from Davis. Forces the turnover, and James with the flush down the other end.
And that was their greatest advantage in Game 5. They absolutely were devastating in transition, 25-4 versus the Heat.
With 25 fast break points, the most they've had in the finals. And Danny Green misses the three-pointer. Of course, Green was the big topic over the last couple of days. Had that open look at the end of Game 5 that could have won the title for the Lakers. Pass inside to Adebayo. Knocked loose, picked up by James. We'll get back to that in a moment.
Great hands by Caruso getting back into the picture.
James barrels in and banks it home. James guarding Jimmy Butler as the Lakers have an early 4-point lead. Duncan Robinson, that quick release, and knocks down the three. Davis and Caruso play catch. Caruso in the corner, Caldwell Pope, and he's fouled.
Well, they're going dribble handoff. and Caldwell Pope shot the gap. Now, most times you would say you should chase over against Duncan Robinson, but he's right there. I actually think that's good defense. If he's going to make those shots, you just can't foul him.
Duncan Robinson picking up his first personal, sending Caldwell Pope to the line. So I mentioned Danny Green. He addressed earlier about that situation that was so much talked about, and he answered it just like he approaches everything, like a professional, like a man, and with a lot of grace. And the team has obviously been very vocal behind him, including Frank Vogel. He said, as a coach, I'd take that play every single time.
He missed the shot. That happens in this league. The best that's ever done it has missed shots in this league. That happens.
Let's check in with Rachel.
Yeah, Mike, Danny spoke to us this morning. He said, if I could have that play back again, I would give anything to get that shot back. Trust me. He said, looking at the film, and he looked at it a lot, guys. He said he had more time than he realized in the moment. He thinks he rushed it a little bit, shot a little bit off balance. But this is where him being a vet, playing in his 4th NBA Finals, is so important. He's had some great performances on this stage, and frankly, he's had some bad nights on this stage before that have been followed by great nights again. So he knows that that next good shot really is just around the corner, and that is the way he is approaching tonight.
Thank you, Rachel. Offensive foul call down the other end. And this was the other night in the final seconds. James triple team and hit the front of the rim.
You know, the thing I'll say is, yeah, he might have wanted to have that shot back. LeBron James would want to have that pass back, and Markieff Morris would want to have that pass back. There's a lot of things that can go wrong in a game, and I just, this idea that he needs to apologize or be talked to, he's a pro.
I tell you what he don't need to do is watch more film of it. You missed a shot, that happens. And let me just address the elephant in the room. I'm embarrassed for the people that had the audacity to send death threats to him or his fiance. We're better than that as a people. It's just a game.
I'm not sure we're better than that.
Davis drives, ball knocked away by Crowder. By the way, Davis picked up that last Laker foul. That's his first. Lakers by 3. Tyler Hero, nice little fake. Duncan Robinson has some room again. That's 2 3-pointers for Duncan Robinson already. And the Heat have tied it up. Robinson was just terrific in Game 5 with the 26 points, 7 of 13 from downtown. Second time this playoff that he's had 7 3-pointers. Did it against Indiana in the first round. Shot clock winding down. Danny Green's going to have to put it up. Just gets it off in time. Comes up short. Rebound right back to Green. Davis fakes the 3. Back out to Green. Corner 3-pointer. That's good. Danny Green, by the way, has been a winner throughout his career. Won a national championship at Carolina, won an NBA title with San Antonio, and of course, part of the Raptors championship team last year in Toronto. Bam Adebayo floats it up. That comes up short.
They have missed some very makeable point-blank shots as James continues to attack in transition. And over again, when they have numbers in transition, they convert.
Coast to coast, LeBron James. James Capers quickly going over to the Laker bench to say something as we have a timeout.
Again, when he has numbers, the defense isn't set. This is an amazing athlete. What a finish.
Provided by Goodyear. Driving us forward with every move. Goodyear, more driven. Well, good news for the Miami Heat. Goran Dragic activated for tonight's game. See, Dragic, this is before he's been going through nonstop treatment, working out, trying to get back on the court after injuring that left foot in Game 1. It was a torn plantar fascia. He missed the next 4 games. And coming into the playoffs through the first 3 rounds, he was the Miami Heat's leading scorer in the postseason, just under 21 points per game. Again, he's activated. This is right now, trying to keep himself loose. Whether or not he plays, we don't know. He is desperate to play. And Butler has picked up a lot of the scoring slack with Dragic out of the lineup. He's got Anthony Davis on him. Kicks it out to Crowder. Crowder misses a three, and a foul call against Danny Green, who's very upset with the call. And it's another three-point attempt with a foul, so 3 free throws for Jay Crowder. Boy, it did not look like there was much there. Frank Vogel saying the kick out is why Crowder.
And Crowder falls all the time on jump shots. We saw Duncan Robinson do it last game, searching for the call. And this is a tough one because he does kick out, but Danny Green does keep pursuing forward. He didn't ever come to a stop, so I think it's the right call.
You know what? On that second one there, he's in the landing area.
Yeah.
That one clearly showed it.
The whole thing for me is making sure the referees in these type of situations see the action and don't guess. Make sure that you're right whichever way you decide to call a no call.
No, we talked to Eric Spoelstra about how they're teaching to defend the three-point shot. He said they used to run drills of just get to the shooter and hand contest. He goes, now you have to do this bizarre side swipe and try not to get near the shooter's leg kicks.
You know how many drills I did with this guy? Closing out, chopping your feet. Do it again, do it again.
And you know how many times it got done in the game? Come on.
But don't players have to change the way they've always closed out on three-pointers in some instances?
I think it depends on who you're closing to, Mike. When you're closing to as they double Butler in the post.
Hero gets away, poked away from Caldwell Pope, 1.4 on the shot clock.
But you do have to be ultimately so self-conscious of not fouling the shooter.
Rondo comes in, and Danny Green will take a seat.
And to me, Coach, the way that the Lakers are defending the pick and roll action with Bam involved, whoever's handling the basketball, they have to make up their mind to be aggressive. The way they're defending, go to the cup, look to score, trust that Bam will get it off the offensive board.
Absolutely. 2 turnovers trying to thread the needle.
Pass inside, layup is good with 1.4. Caruso got caught. Nice out of bounds play.
But it's also James jumped to the corner to try to protect the pass to the corner, and the pass was then allowed right at the basket area. I don't know if that was what they want to do to take away the corner or if that was a mistake by James.
Either way, great execution from Miami. Caldwell Pope misses it. Good boxing out. Davis couldn't quite get his hands on the ball. All tied at 13. We played just over 7 minutes.
And look how Caldwell Pope's just face guarding Duncan Robinson.
Hero kicks it out. Crowder is open. Caldwell Pope comes at him, and Crowder unable to connect. Both teams have struggled shooting here in the opening minutes. Crowder on LeBron James. Nice feed inside to Rondo. Beautiful pass from James. That's his second assist.
A great read. Doesn't have the shooting on the floor as Miami shrinks defensively, but a tremendous cut and find to Rondo.
Bad pass from Hero. Caldwell Pope, the steal, drives down the other end and lays it up and in.
And that's Hero's second turnover.
Each team already with 4 turnovers. Butler fakes a pass, drives in on James. Couple of fakes back up top to Hero. Hero shot blocked from behind by Davis, and an offensive foul as Hero charges into James after having a shot block.
Clearly contact. Good job by LeBron coming over in the previous play. The turnover carelessness, what you can't do against this Laker team. Good defense by the Lakers. Good job of turning good defense into transition offense.
And that's what you said, though. Again, that was showing a drive not to score, but to pass.
Rondo finds Davis. Davis doubled. Kuzma just on the court. Can't hit the three-pointer. Lakers just 1 of 6 from downtown to start as James gets his early rest. Kendrick Nunn just into the game. He nails a three-pointer.
He was huge for them in the last ball game. Gave them a burst of energy on the offensive end, and for the first time since being back, was playing with extreme confidence.
He had 14 points in Game 5, Mark.
This is what he did all season long for this team. Give him credit. He's got it back, and when his team needed a punch, he has delivered.
Well, if the Miami Heat can extend the series, the NBA Finals would continue Tuesday on ABC. NBA Countdown would begin our coverage at 8:30. Tip-off for a possible Game 7 shortly after 9 Eastern. Right now, let's listen to Laker coach Frank Vogel.
Let's go get it, brother. Let's go. Come on, let's get it. This crowd's going nuts, isn't it, in here in Miami? It's crazy. Good beer! Good beer, baby! That's it. You gotta get that. You gotta get that. Contain, contain, contain. There it is! Listen, our defense looks outstanding. Okay, that's a start I'm looking for defensively. That's who we are.
The 46-year-old Vogel, his first year as head coach of the Lakers. As Caldwell Pope lines up the three-pointer. That won't go. Davis fighting for it. Gets the offensive rebound. Back up and throws it down with authority.
But that's the way he has to dominate, especially this smaller Miami Heat team. You talk about, he'll be a Hall of Famer. But you talk about the great players in the history of this game, the great power forwards. They're not allowing themselves to be defended by Andre Iguodala, with all due respect, in this small Heat lineup.
Kuzma knocks it out of bounds. He was dominant in games 1 and 2, but not as much the last 3 games here of these finals.
You name them. Tim Duncan, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, Kevin McHale, Kevin Garnett. They would dominate this small lineup, and that's got to be the mentality of Anthony Davis.
His combination of size and skill, he is just a terror for opponents. Duncan Robinson, a little out of control, gets it back to Iguodala. Jimmy Butler with a rare three-pointer. And the rebound goes to Rondo. Butler's only taken 11 threes in these finals. Rondo drives and finishes. Rondo off the bench with a couple of buckets.
And then forced a turnover.
Rondo struggled in Game 5, but a quick impact here in Game 6.
Well, he struggled throughout the series to score. What has he done tonight? 2 layups. A cutting layup, a driving layup, and then, as Mark mentioned, forced the turnover. And Miami already 6 turnovers.
And that's awful defense by Jimmy Butler, too, not staying in front of Rondo.
Now you saw Dragic sitting there. It looks like he's about to check in. Rondo inside, lost it, gets it back. James fakes, James drives, throws it up to Davis, and Davis banks it home. A 7-point first quarter lead for the Lakers. Jimmy Butler looking. Markieff Morris has come on for the Lakers. Duncan Robinson back to Nunn. Nice penetration from Nunn. Butler the corner jumper. Three-pointer for Jimmy Butler. That's only his 4th 3 that he's made in the finals.
And it looks like Dragic is about to check in.
Davis spins against Iguodala. The baseline jumper, high floater is good. Anthony Davis, 8 points here in the first. He's 4 of 6 from the field. And a whistle away from the ball. And Goran Dragic is going to make his entrance after missing the last 4 games. That left foot, a tear in his plantar fascia. It's just great to see him out on the floor. He was playing some of the best basketball of his career. Was sensational for the first 3 rounds, and it was just destroying him that he couldn't be out there with his teammates.
Well, it's just great to see as a fan of the game. Win, lose, or draw, he deserves to be on the floor.
I don't think you deserve to be on the floor. You earn your right to be on the floor. And Eric Spoelstra obviously thinks he's going to help him.
And he throws up another, or a beautiful lob pass that he was doing through the first 3 rounds to Bam Adebayo, and a foul on the pass. James arguing.
Mike, what's wrong with this guy, though, man? He doesn't like a happy ending, like a love, you know. You don't want to see the way that he competed all year long. There's not a side of you that, no matter who wins, wants to see him
there's a
face the NBA Finals.
That's the one side of the brain. The other side of the brain is, as a coach, you got to do right by your whole team. It's not about the individual.
No. I'm not talking about as a coach. I'm saying as a fan of the game, which I said. We take a look at the injury, Mike.
That's what happened in Game 1. the left foot right away. He only played 15 minutes. And you could just see he was so upset that he has worked so hard to get back on the floor.
Back to you, Mr. Head Coach. You don't enjoy the fact that he's back healthy and whole?
Well, first of all, I don't think he's healthy and whole, but I think it's a harder decision than what you say as James attacks the rim without any help and won.
Now a chance for a three-point play. By the way, it's Anthony Davis that down the other end of the floor. That foul on him was his second personal here in the first.
This is when LeBron James is a nightmare to defend. And he makes up his mind that he's going to put the ball down and attack the paint area.
And he clipped Crowder on that drive.
The foul was on Crowder, his first. Eric Spoelstra upset.
Looks like they're going to challenge it.
That's what it looks like, a challenge, whether or not LeBron James threw an elbow.
We shine brightest when they doubt us. Let's go get it.
Butler goes right to the rim. Butler, vicious.
My back's against the wall. It's not like it's never been done before.
One thing about this Heat team, they're not afraid.
He's a bucket.
We're not going to lay down. We're here to win.
Back here at Game 6, 58 seconds remaining. And they are looking in that last drive from LeBron James. Lakers right now leading by 7. You see the elbow come back right into the face of Crowder. It's not a challenge. It's an official review. Is that just kind of normal moving, you're trying to get your arms free, or did they determine that he threw the right elbow?
Well, I don't know if it'll be hostile, but that's an offensive foul.
So they're looking to see if it's your favorite play, the hostile act, Jeff.
Don't bait me, and then and then if I say something, I get in trouble. Come on.
There's Jimmy Capers, the crew chief. Didn't have his didn't have his microphone on. Now he's going over to explain it to Eric Spoelstra. No hostile act is the call, so James will shoot the one free throw. Trying to show exactly what he did on that play. So Crowder does pick up the personal foul, and James with a chance for a three-point play, already doing a little bit of everything.
So could they have gone back and reviewed that, though? After that it's not a hostile act, review it for an offensive foul, because to me, he clearly clips him in the jaw. I don't know how that's not something.
I agree.
Adebayo to Dragic. Well, it's just good to say his name, seeing him out there. Steps back, puts up a three, and that went off. Obviously going to be completely out of rhythm as the ball goes out of bounds. Lakers get it back with 39.8 remaining. And
Bam Adebayo, to me, has to set screens sometimes. He's slipping out trying to get behind his defender for the lob. But when you're being guarded by James, you've got to get some separation for your offensive player.
Kuzma fakes, now drives, shut off on the baseline. Pass inside to Morris. Caruso kicks it out to James. James down the lane. Back out to Morris. Up top, Caruso, a straight on three. Way short, and rebound to Adebayo. Shot clock is turned off. Lakers do not have a foul to give.
Just not a smart foul right there by Kuzma.
So that'll put Crowder at the free throw line.
And they have done a terrific job in this first quarter. The Lakers have. They have been dominant defensively. Absolutely dominant.
Crowder 3 points in the early going. Acquired back in February with Andre Iguodala. Election season is here, and the NBA family encourage you to make your voting plan today. Don't wait. Visit vote.nba.com for everything you need to make your voice heard. Dragic gets some minutes, gets a little sweat going, and gets congratulations from his teammates. So desperate to get back on the floor.
He brings Solomon Hill in last possession defensively to try to slow down the catch and pace of LeBron James with 5.4 to go in this quarter.
Hill has only played 3 of the 5 games, played about 23 minutes total. Final seconds, no foul to give from Miami. Caruso drives, just gets it off in time. And it would not have counted as the first quarter comes to an end. LeBron James and Anthony Davis with a hot start. James 9 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, aggressive going to the basket. Davis had 8 points but picked up 2 fouls. First quarter is done. Lakers by 8.
NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV. I'm here with Lakers coach Frank Vogel. Frank, really stifling defensive effort by your guys in that first quarter. Jimmy Butler, only 3 shots. What are they doing that's working so well?
Yeah, we have great activity. You know, we're executing our pick and roll defense really well and our switches really well. Just got to do a better job getting to three-point shooters. They got 5 threes in the first quarter.
Emotional moment for the Heat when Goran Dragic checks back in the game. How does that change things for you in terms of what you're trying to do out there, especially defensively?
Well, we have coverages in place on how we want to, compete against Goran. He's a great offensive player. He's a leading scorer coming into this. We got to execute those coverages.
Thank you so much, Frank.
Yep.
Back to you, Mike.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Adebayo scores and Rondo scores. And Butler draws the foul. By the way, Rondo is only averaging 6.5 points per game in these finals. Already has 6 points off the bench.
Yeah, and they're all layups. This is just not good enough defense. I mean, Jimmy Butler is a better defender than that. You don't have any real shot blocking in the game because Adebayo is out guarding Morris on the three-point line. It makes it imperative, as Butler misses the free throw, to stay in front of the ball.
How about Miami has missed 4 free throws already. In this series, they're shooting 88% from the free throw line. In Game 5, they were 21 of 22, including 8 for 8 in the fourth quarter. It's been huge for them, but struggling here to start as Butler goes 1 for 2. Rondo, James, Markieff Morris, Kuzma. As Rajon Rondo off the bench now, 9 points in 6 minutes, and the lead is 10.
He's been outstanding, but give him credit. Started off attacking the paint, gets 3 layups. Now all of a sudden that three-pointer is not as challenging as it usually is.
Now defending Kendrick Nunn. Nunn and Dragic out there at the same time. Butler goes up top. Andre Iguodala, three-pointer. Oh, high rebound out of Adebayo, and he's tripped up. And a foul call against the Lakers.
An offensive punch by Rondo and poor defense by the Heat. Who's there defending Rondo? Where's the communication? Nobody there. Steps in rhythm. Wide open shot. He works on that every single day.
That last foul was on Rondo, his first. Butler hands off. Iguodala's going to try another three-pointer. That's too strong. Taken away. Butler, who was in Rondo's hands. Danny Green guarding Kendrick Nunn. He gets inside. Difficult shot won't go. The tip is up. That misses as well. And James tips the rebound to himself. Pass inside to Morris. Foul on the entry pass as Dragic got caught on a mismatch. Each game, one lucky fan can win beer for a year if either team reaches 95 points. Tweet hashtag Ultra Beer Bonus and hashtag Sweepstakes at Michelob Ultra for a chance to win. Miami fans hoping for that Game 7 right now. Their team down by 10 as Tyler Hero returns.
Interestingly, Frank Vogel brings back Caruso for Rondo, probably for what I would suspect is a short, quick, brief rest.
Adebayo guarding LeBron James. James goes to the rim once again, lays it up and in, and he's in double figures. And a timeout called by Eric Spoelstra as the Lakers go up a dozen.
Think about it, Coach. The paint points of the Lakers and an awful defense by the Heat.
Right, and they were helping with everybody. Now that's a half-hearted help. That's sticking an arm in there. You got to stick your body in front of LeBron James if you want to win. Jimmy Butler with a slow start at both ends. Here in the post, they come and double, and it makes it for a very rough possession. And then defensively, just getting blown by. He's a better defender than that. He can't lose concentration when he's not on LeBron James.
The Heat overall shooting just 35% from the field. And again, they've missed 4 free throws, have 6 turnovers. Inside, won't go. James bumps into Butler. James just bullying down the lane, blocked from behind, but lots of contact as James will go to the free throw line once again.
And he's tough to defend in these situations. He's got his mind made up, forces all sorts of contact, but he is absolutely aggressive, trying to win himself another ring.
And that's why when he drives it like that in transition, you got to load. He's got to see the second whole body. It can't be a body and a half.
That foul was on Butler, his first, as James misses a free throw.
So if you're Adebayo here, you got to get all the way back and in front and make him kick the ball.
James was sensational in Game 5. 40 points, 13 assists, misses both free throws. He played 42 minutes. Already with 11.6 boards here tonight. 12-point lead for the Lakers. 2.5 gone by in the second. Dragic chased by Danny Green. Goes down the lane, high off the glass, rattles around and drops in. Dragic with his first points in his return.
That's a tough play to defend, Coach. Full speed ahead, going to his left hand, puts so much pressure on your defense.
James and Butler matched up again. Caruso sets the screen. Danny Green fakes. James is down. Shot won't go. James holding his left hip. Slow to get up.
Dragic banged that left hip of LeBron's. He was trying to get past him.
And Morris went in to stop the play. Morris picks up his second foul. He just wanted to, they were 5-on-4, wanted to commit that foul, get the whistle blown. Dragic and Adebayo work so well together. Dragic gets inside, leans a couple of times, tries to go underneath, won't go. Adebayo tried to get it, but Danny Green did a nice job boxing out, and it's Laker ball. Lakers are shooting 58% from the field. Green kicks it out. Morris, wide open look. 3-pointer from the corner is good. And it's a 13-point lead.
Outstanding screen by Caruso, not allowing Hero to contest a shot of Morris in the corner. That's good basketball.
Damn, Adebayo and a travel. Picked up his pivot foot, and that is turnover number 7 for Miami.
That's what we're talking about. See the screen by Caruso. Hero's thinking, let me go contest the shot. Caruso does a great job of reading, get him that look.
Morris didn't score in Game 5 as James dribbles it off a foot, gets it back, kicks it out. Morris, same spot. Couldn't get it to fall, and Dragic the rebound. Crowder to Butler. Butler drives on Kuzma. Little Euro step, flips it up and rolls it in. Jimmy Butler now with 6 points.
They got to get him going to put maximum pressure on the Laker defense to try to get some other guys some better looks.
Caruso, the floater. Shot won't go. The tip is good. Caruso getting his first playoff start. Puts the Lakers up 13. Butler and Kuzma again matched up. Butler backs in, kicks it back up top to Dragic. Still 7 on the 24. Butler gets into the paint. Crowder gets a good look. 3-pointer won't go. Rebound taken by Kuzma. Caruso floats it into James, and he's grabbed by Crowder. And it's going to be the 3rd team foul against the Heat and the 3rd on Crowder. Make that 2nd on Crowder. James goes right to the bench.
Frank Vogel inserting Caruso into the starting lineup, and he has responded defensively, timely plays, and the extra effort getting that putback.
He has become an invaluable piece of this Laker team. Anthony Davis back in for James, as mentioned. Caruso drives, nice sidestep, finds Davis in the corner, falling away. Won't go. Danny Green back up top to Rondo. And a new 14 on the shot clock. Rondo cross court to Green. Good look for three. That one off. Anthony Davis trying to get the offensive rebound, but Crowder comes away.
It's great effort on the offensive board by Davis.
Bam Adebayo drives. Butler's tip out to Tyler Hero. Hero, tough shot in the corner, hits the side of the backboard. Rondo pushing the other way. Rondo drives, another scoop layup, lays it up and in. 11 points for Rondo off the bench. And the Heat call timeout as the Lakers go up 15.
Look at all the souls I saved.
The vet, Rondo, excuse me, playoff Rondo that is, about to be championship Rondo again, flat out getting it done for Lakerland.
But really deserve a dozen roses. Who got her hair done and didn't think I even noticed. She just happy she chose it. But she the one who chose me, that's what's more important. I give her more game than pride.
Need to focus on the game? Just tell Siri, turn on Do Not Disturb.
15-point lead for the Lakers here in Game 6. As you see, Rajon Rondo had a good Game 1, helped the turnaround after the slow start. Terrific Game 2, but he's been up and down since then. But a sensational start here in Game 6. He's hit all 5 of his shots, including a 3. Has 11 points in 8 minutes. The Laker bench played poorly in Game 5, but they have contributed to this lead right now here in the first half. Butler tied up to Adebayo. Picks it out to Tyler Hero. Shot clock winding down. Gets inside. Blocked. And a 24-second violation. During that last timeout, you guys were talking about how good the Laker defense has been so far.
Absolutely swarming. Their ball pressure has totally gotten Miami out of whatever comfort they normally have.
If you're Miami, the good news is there's a lot left in this ball game. The bad news is you don't have one guy that has played well on either side of the floor to start this ball game.
Duncan Robinson's back in. Rondo. Shot clock down to 5. Rondo gets across the lane, spins inside, left-handed layup. Oh, Rajon Rondo putting on a show here in the first half. 13 points on 6 of 6 from the field. Crowder. And rattles that one in. And boy, did the Miami Heat need that three-pointer. Davis floats it up and in. He's got double figures now. Crowder on the drive. Crowder on the finish. Back-to-back buckets from Drake Crowder. Nice fake. Caldwell Pope kicks it out to Morris. And an offensive foul. Jay Crowder at the other end draws the charge.
Well, this is a really good right to left spin as the shot clock winds down over the very agile Bam Adebayo. That's just a beautiful finish.
Caldwell Pope's offensive foul, his second personal. We're coming up on 4.5 remaining here in the second. And the foul is going to go against Danny Green.
And Mike, I didn't like that offensive foul call. I see a couple times tonight where guys are jumping in after a guy has left his feet. I just think right now we're gifting too many offensive fouls that should be either play-ons or blocks. To me, he's avoiding that. He's jumping by him.
I agree, Jeff. Butler drives, double team. Last touch by the Lakers. 11 to shoot for Miami. Danny Green picked up his second, explaining to his teammates how he didn't commit that last foul. Kendrick Nunn gets down the lane, blocked by Davis, saved by Caruso.
What a defensive sequence by Anthony Davis.
Caldwell-Pope draws the foul, banks it home, and one. Contavious Caldwell-Pope with a chance for a three-point play.
If you rave about the defensive play by Anthony Davis, how many times we've seen this in the last couple of months? His ability to change or alter shots, setting the tone for these Lakers on the defensive end, creating offensive opportunities. That's stellar.
Adebayo picks up his first. Caldwell-Pope connects. He's got 7 points. He had 16 points in Game 5, 15 in Game 4. He's had some really good stretches in these finals. Nunn gets away from Caruso. Pass to Adebayo, out of his hands. Davis picks it up, and Davis is fouled. They're in the penalty with 4:01 remaining and a 17-point lead.
And I said it earlier, the Miami Heat perimeter guys are turning the corner, think pass instead of thinking score. Let your bigs and Bam do the job on the offensive boards. But the Lakers have imposed their will against this Heat team offensively. They have forced the issue defensively.
And I think Eric Spoelstra has a dilemma right now. Davis is owning the lane. The only way to get Davis out of the lane is to put in a shooting 5. Kelly Olynyk had success in Game 2 and 3. Do you insert him to try to reignite your offense and try to draw Davis out of the paint?
The foul is on Adebayo, and that's his second. He has not been the same since injuring that neck in Game 1. Missed 2 games, has played in Games 4, 5, and 6. Anthony Davis, meanwhile, he's now 27 for 27 from the free throw line in the finals, and he's hit 38 consecutive free throws in these playoffs. Sensational free throw shooting.
You see how he plugged, Davis again plugged up the lane on Jimmy Butler's drive. He can guard half the driver and still, because of his athleticism, take away lob passes.
Good ball denial from Caldwell-Pope. Adebayo, a couple of dribbles. Nice feed inside to Butler. Butler changes, layup, count it, and the foul. Butler found an angle, drew some contact, and a chance for a three-point play.
But right now, everything offensively for the Miami Heat, it's a grind. The Lakers are into them. Clearly the contact underneath, and Butler gets the basket, going to the line for the possible three-point play.
And it's because of how hard the guards are chasing these shooters, and Davis is backing off Adebayo to make it really a challenge as Butler misses another free throw.
Wow, the Heat have missed 5 free throws. That has been one of their real strengths all playoffs, especially here in the finals. Davis comes up short. Rebound to Kendrick Nunn. Nunn pushing the pace. Crowder fakes the 3. Back up Crowder, hand in his face. Comes up short. Rebound. Goes to Rajon Rondo.
Oh, that is beautiful defense by the Lakers. Multiple effort. Close out with a contest.
Pass inside. An errant pass off of LeBron James. And a turnover for the Lakers. That's their 6th. The upcoming final schedule. Will there be a Game 7? If the Heat win this one, it'll be Tuesday night. Tip-off will be shortly after 9 on ABC. Under 3 to play, second quarter. And Caruso bumps into Adebayo. Both teams in the penalty. Caruso's first. So free throws for Bam Adebayo.
Mike, did you see that Russell Westbrook left an $8,000 tip for the staff at the hotel that the Rockets stayed in? And, you know, again, that was sources, so I think it's probably some grain of truth to it. I think the winning team should give a playoff share to the staff of that hotel as a gesture for the kindness, the service, that they've received while here in the bubble.
For 3 months. That's a wonderful idea. I'm sure, certainly hoping that whether it's a playoff share, but that they'll be treated properly. Another missed free throw by the Heat.
Well, I like the gesture, I like the thought, but there you go again, counting somebody else's money.
Listen, I can count Mr. Harrison's money or Miss Buss's money. They got enough money I can count.
They've done an incredible job, though. You're right. The staff has been off the charts.
Crowder, meanwhile, gets a little over-aggressive, picks up his third, and Anthony Davis is going to go back to the free throw line.
AD doing a great job moving without the ball, getting position and fighting for position. I want to go back to what you said about Westbrook, Coach, because there's people that won't give him any credit and say, well, he's got so much money that $8,000 doesn't matter. $8,000 is $8,000. What an incredible gesture by Russell Westbrook, saying thank you in a big way to people that truly appreciate it.
And left his room clean.
How's your room, by the way?
Not clean.
No matter how far back you go, we've never seen anything quite like this.
Masterpiece from Jimmy Butler. Oh, what a play!
This is history in the making. The NBA Finals. It's a whole new game.
Now, right now, Game 6 has belonged to the Lakers. The first miss of the finals for Anthony Davis. The save, but he was out of bounds when he got it. Adebayo, so it's going to be Laker ball. We'll get a new 14 on the shot clock.
But again, you're trying to win a championship, and you allow Caruso being boxed out by Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, and he outworks them.
And then Davis throws it down with the foul. Rondo with the perfect bounce pass. The lead is 20 and a chance for a three-point play.
That's just a really nice play by Rondo, and Davis playing with so much more force on his duck-ins, on his cuts, and on the offensive glass. This game has completely gotten away from Miami.
Davis, meanwhile, after hitting his first 27 free throws of the finals, misses a pair. Butler, little sidestep, difficult shot, won't go. James tips it. Rondo throws it ahead to Caldwell Pope. Caldwell Pope goes up, layup, won't go. Tip misses. Caldwell Pope again. And Contavious Caldwell Pope knocks it down. The lead is 22. The Lakers right now out hustling the Heat.
And they've got to get Davis somehow out of the lane.
LA looking to push every opportunity. Beautiful pass. Caruso banks it in. A precise bounce pass from LeBron James, and the Lakers have blown it open here in the second quarter. James with 11 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Timeout call by the Heat. The Lakers pouring it on, an avalanche here in the second.
Taking the fight away from the Heat. How about this pass by LeBron James, threading the needle on point to Caruso, who catches it and does his job by finishing.
On the Oculus halftime with Maria, Jalen, Jay, and Paul. Paul, will there be a Hollywood ending? Right now, this one is a bludgeoning 58-34, 24-point lead. Still just the second quarter, but the Lakers just dominant, especially on the defensive end.
But look how Davis is playing back off. It's just hard on every penetration to get what they need to.
Caldwell Pope to James. And James and Davis have been excellent, but the supporting cast, really a huge impact between Rondo and Caruso and Caldwell Pope. Rondo drives, gets inside, back out, Caldwell Pope for three, puts it in. 61-34 with a minute to play here in the second. They're shooting 57% from the field. Kendrick Nunn drives, back out, stolen by James. James and Butler. James drives, stolen by Butler, but couldn't hold on. And it'll be Laker ball.
Again, watch how Anthony Davis is playing. So far back in the lane, taking away any back cuts, can guard both the penetration and the lob, and then he defensive rebounds.
He's basically playing center field. and daring Bam to shoot as KCP knocks down another one. This is a clinic on both sides of the floor by the Lakers.
A 30-point lead here in the second quarter. Kendrick Nunn drives, blocked by Davis. Throws it ahead, Rondo. Caldwell Pope tries it again. And a rebound falls to the floor, picked up by Kendrick Nunn. What a dominant second period for LA. 25 seconds remaining here in the half. Nunn drives backdoor, lays it up and in. And a rare mistake defensively by the Lakers here in the first two quarters.
And at halftime, Miami's got to try to find some fight. Does it look daunting? Absolutely. Would it take a miracle? Most definitely, but you got to give yourself a chance.
Rondo up top to Davis. Davis puts up the three. And that will end the first half. Lakers trying to throw the knockout punch here in the first two quarters. A 28-point lead, the second largest halftime lead in NBA Finals history. The Lakers shoot 54%. Jimmy Butler and the Heat in a deep hole as they try and keep this finals going to a Game 7. How about Rajon Rondo? 6 for 6 from the field. He had 13 points off the bench and set up his teammates. Caldwell Pope with 15 first half points. Lakers the huge lead here in Game 6.
At Chipotle, carne asada.
Welcome back to the NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV.
Great start, great charge, great start. Bang! Great job down there, brother, great job, great job. Keep our turnovers low, touch the paint, make something good happen. Yeah! I see you, AC. Hey, I need 6 minutes of great defense here. Good D, good D, good D, good D.
What a performance from the Lakers here in Game 6 in a dominant a quarter as you will find in an NBA Finals game. Guys, that was a defensive clinic.
It was absolutely unbelievable, and it was started by Anthony Davis and his presence all throughout the possessions.
Yeah, I think it started with him moving to the 5, inserting Caruso, and now look at Anthony Davis patrolling the paint against Adebayo. One great play after another.
There is somewhere the great Bill Russell is watching this, the greatest defensive player that's ever played this game, saying that is masterful.
It is. I mean, look how he's blocking shots, altering shots, and saying in his own special way, it's over.
Well, we have seen two masterpieces from Jimmy Butler on the Heat side. We have seen now two defensive gems from Anthony Davis. He was sensational defensively in Game 4 and is even better here in Game 6. Now we still have a whole half to play. Guys, if you're coaching the Miami Heat and you just got lambasted, what do you tell your team at halftime in terms of mindset coming into this third quarter?
To me, this game is far from over. Give them credit. They played exceptionally well, but we had something to do with it. We have been competitive all year long. If we're going to go down, let's go down fighting and throwing haymakers.
Well, this team knows nothing but fighting. That's the way they've been throughout this bubble. And as Duncan Robinson launches a three, that won't go. The biggest comeback in NBA Finals history. The Celtics did it against the Lakers in 2008. That was Game 4. As the Celtics were down 24 points in the first half, came back and won that game against the Lakers as we sent it down to Rachel.
Well, Mike, the coaching staff of the Heat tells me they didn't do a lot of yelling at the team at halftime, that they really wanted to focus on what they call solution-based discussions. And that had a lot to do with their offense. Too much 1-on-5 out there, they told the players, more sharing the ball. And also, and coaches, you guys both know this, Jeff and Mark, you've been there, telling the guys, take it a play at a time. You don't have to go and make up the entire deficit right in there in the first few minutes. Just go out there and do, he said, what we know how to do, Mike.
Thank you, Rachel. They'll try and overcome the second largest halftime deficit in finals history. The first one was the Memorial Day Massacre back in '85. The Lakers were on the other end of that one as the Celtics crushed them, although the Lakers did win the series.
The coach, if you're Eric Spoelstra, what are you saying to your team at halftime?
Well, again, you can't, this is not the time to pull out some motivational speech. It's not that. Right now, Anthony Davis has dominated the paint. They have nothing in there. They need more skill and shooting on the floor.
Caruso with the steal. Caruso got the start. Doesn't have big numbers. As James drives, gets inside, layup, banks it home, and a foul. But Caruso's had a real impact, Jeff.
Well, Frank Vogel made a difficult decision on, do we start big or go with Davis at the 5? Who to insert if we are going to make that change? He picked right. So many moves are dissected and second guessed. The only thing that works is to be right. He was more than right.
Duncan Robinson trying to get free, gets it to Bam Adebayo. Blocked, but a foul. Davis called for his third personal. He thought he had his third block. Well, if the Heat make the greatest comeback, or one of the greatest comebacks in finals history, there'll be a Game 7 Tuesday. That would be on ABC. Right now down by 30. It's just over 90 seconds gone by here in the third quarter. And the Heat, again, 88% shooting from the free throw line in the first 5 games. They're 5 for 13 from the line. Adebayo playing in his third straight after missing those 2. And has had a tough go of it against Anthony Davis. James has had another very efficient game scoring, 6 of 9 from the field after that brilliant Game 5. Caruso on the drive, scoots inside, layup won't go. Bam Adebayo the rebound. The Heat have 37 points and we played 26 minutes. Hero not even close. Davis another rebound. James taking his time. 8 on the 24. James goes down a lane, kicks it out. Davis. Davis fakes. Back up top. Danny Green, an open look. That's good. Danny Green from downtown. Eric Spoelstra furious. He thought James charged into one of the Heat players after making that pass. The lead is now up to 32 as Crowder can't hit. Adebayo couldn't quite hang on. Ball goes out of bounds.
And you see what Anthony Davis is doing defensively. He stays connected. Normally that's a lob to Bam. He stays connected to Bam, not allowing the lob pass, forcing Hero shoot an air ball floater. They have taken the fight away from this Heat team, Coach, which is shocking to me. I thought that whether they win or not is not the issue, but I thought there's no way they're going to take the fight away from them.
Yeah, it's when you get hit, as Mike said, with such a haymaker as they call a charge this time down on Caruso. When you get hit with that haymaker, it's hard. And I just want to see the Heat finish this game up where they can feel not good about the result, obviously, but that they didn't fold.
Well, they've had a number of comebacks as Butler dribbles it out of bounds, a number of comebacks throughout the playoffs, but not anything like this. Not down 32 against a Laker team that is just playing as smothering a defense as you can possibly have. Danny Green tries again. That one misses. Adebayo the rebound. Lakers are shooting 52% from the field, and then just complete miscommunication stopped defensively there as Adebayo able to slam it home.
He's very good at that, where he starts on the dribble handoff and instead of handing it off, keeps it. And there he got the dunk.
Caldwell Pope, sloppy pass. Davis gets it. Throws it up at the rim trying to get a foul. And a loose ball foul. It's going to go against Caldwell Pope. The Heat have almost as many turnovers as they do field goals. 12 turnovers, 14 field goals. So a reminder, each game, one lucky fan can win beer for a year if either team reaches 95 points. Tweet hashtag Ultra Beer Bonus and hashtag sweepstakes at Michelob Ultra for a chance to win. Laker fans feeling good right now. A total domination so far here in Game 6. Tyler Hero, the floater, in and out. Rebound goes to Danny Green. Hero just 1 for 8 from the field tonight. James drives, James finishes. And the Lakers just keep pouring it on. Butler from mid-range. James another rebound. That's his 10th board. And just keeps pushing the pace. James has Duncan Robinson on him. Kicks it out. Caruso, corner 3. Ball poked out of bounds.
He's just too good in transition with gaps like that, the power, the athleticism, the grace, and the skill.
Well, he said before Game 4, it was one of the biggest games of his career. He didn't want to see the series go 2-2. They won that one to go up 3-1. And this one had to be even bigger than that, with the Heat coming in with an opportunity to tie and force a Game 7. As Bam Adebayo knocks down the jumper.
I'm just amazed and continue to be amazed at LeBron James and how great he is as a basketball player. Truly a winner. Where are the people that said that he came to LA to close out his career and put together some TV stuff and career stuff off the floor? This guy is far from finished.
Adebayo gets inside, throws it up, draws the foul. Davis just picked up his 4th foul. He's not happy at all. We'll take a timeout. 6:38 remaining here in the third. Lakers in complete control.
Diabolical games put on our future kings.
Copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Well, LeBron James has changed teams 3 times. Back in 2010, the decision going from Cleveland to Miami. And with the Heat, 4 straight finals, back-to-back titles in 2012 and 2013. And then a return to Cleveland, where he fulfilled the promise to bring a title to that city and won it with the Cavs. And now in 2018, joining the Lakers. Missed the playoffs last year after his injury, but advanced to the finals with just 3 losses in the first 3 rounds and have had their hands full with the Miami Heat, but they have completely dominated them in Game 6 with 6:38 remaining here in the third quarter. A 71-43 lead. And guys, this is his 260th playoff game tonight. That's the most all time, just past Derek Fisher. That's over 3 full regular seasons. 3.2 regular seasons. And tonight is his 55th NBA Finals game. Just staggering numbers.
It's been an unbelievable run, and it's still plenty left in the tank. I said it before, and I'll say it again. When it's over with, he'll be the all-time leading scorer in the history of the game, a top 5 assist man in the history of the game. In my opinion, will have the greatest professional career in the history of basketball.
Jimmy Butler with the foul. James getting a rush right now. Tonight he's got 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. Getting off the bench, he's going to come back in. As we approach the midway point of the third, Danny Green high off the glass, bounces around and drops through. Danny Green, 8 points. Talking about players trying to win their 3rd championship with 3 different teams. Green's in that category as well. Hoping that comes to fruition tonight. Anthony Davis, another rebound. All knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be Heat ball. James returns, and Caruso sits down.
And you know the awesome thing about being around greatness, Coach? You're well aware of it. You can go along for the ride. Play your role, go along for the ride, and greatness will put you in position to be called the champion, which is not an insult. It's a credit to greatness.
Right. It's just sometimes you're fortunate to be in the right place at the right time. And that's why I think you have to be very careful of diminishing people's careers when they haven't won championships. Because, again, sometimes you're just at the wrong place at the wrong time against the wrong opponent. As a beautiful pass by James to Caldwell Pope. and it was goaltended.
Well, this week's Monday Night Football matchup has the Chargers in New Orleans to take on the Saints. Kickoff on ESPN will be shortly after 8 Eastern. Coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6.
Do you think Frank Vogel popped some champagne at halftime?
No, there's no.
I think he took a sip. He deserves it. I mean, he made a hard choice. He made the right choice. He took on a very difficult job. He's got such humility as James loses Robinson. But both these coaches really set such a standard of excellence as coaches and the humility in which they go about their business.
They have so much respect for each other. They've faced each other in big moments before as Kuzma lays it up and in. That's when Frank Vogel is Jeannie Buss looking forward to celebrating. Vogel was the head coach of Indiana when they went to the conference finals 2 years in a row against LeBron James and the Heat and lost both of those.
Hold on, I got to press rewind. He did not take on a very difficult job. He took on a job to give him a chance to win a championship, and if they finish it off, which it looks likely that they will, he did the job. But coaching LeBron James and coaching greatness, you win in this league with talent. It put him in position.
I don't think those two guys are exceptionally talented. I mean, like you always say, like top 5, but it's not like everybody else is overwhelmingly talented on their roster. He has done a magnificent job. He hasn't just done a job, he's done a magnificent job.
That's not the argument. It hasn't been a difficult job to do. He's done a great job. Both things can be true. It's difficult working with you sometimes.
I'm more true.
Provided by Goodyear, helping you discover the road ahead. Goodyear, more driven. Lakers driven to wrap this championship up tonight with 4:10 remaining here in the third. Anthony Davis and the Lakers dominating.
He's been incredible, controlling the paint and being an absolute monster defensively.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not just his block shots, it's his stunting at the ball, challenging, altering, and then finishing off with defensive rebounds.
Goran Dragic getting a chance to play. After missing the past 4 games, he's played just 9 minutes. Just wanted to get back on the floor with his team, but it has been a nightmare performance from the Miami Heat. Now 13 turnovers, shooting 33% from the field, missed 8 free throws. Just everything has gone wrong, but so much that has to do with this defensive clinic that the Lakers have put on.
Absolutely. They've been a great defensive team all year. That's where they've hung their hat on. They've hung their hat on LeBron James, Anthony Davis, defense, and then timely performances by others.
And you make a great point, because as great as Anthony Davis has been in this ball game, as Rondo knocks down another jumper, he can play that same defense. If the 4 other guys are not tied to him, it can be useless.
The lead has ballooned to 36. How about the game Rondo's had? 16 points, 7 of 8 from the field as Crowder puts it up and in. Rondo's even hit a couple of 3-pointers. By the way, James now just a couple of assists away from yet another finals triple-double. A routine in many ways. Rondo pass inside, knocked away by Dragic.
But you're right, Rondo has been exceptional in this ball game. People say playoff Rondo. The way he started this game, it was layup Rondo.
Crowder draws the foul on Kuzma. And Jay Crowder will go to the line. Well, these free throws are presented by YouTube TV with 85+ live channels, personalized recommendations, and unlimited DVR. YouTube TV is TV made yours. Try it free. Jay Crowder to the line. Crowder's been to the playoffs the last 7 years with 4 different teams. He's one of those players that all coaches, they love to have Jay Crowder types. Plays hard defensively, can shoot the 3, and just helps teams win. And he's had some good moments during these playoffs. Tonight, Crowder with 11 points and 4 rebounds. It was an excellent pickup from the Heat back in February, that trade. Of course, Andre Iguodala was the headliner in that trade, but Crowder had just as much of an impact. 32-point lead for the Lakers as you come up on 2.5 remaining here in the third. Rajon Rondo, what a bounce-back game he's had. James steps back. Three-pointer won't go. Dragic grabs it. Lakers have shot poorly from three-point line, but it certainly doesn't matter with what they've done at the other end as Dragic floats it up and in. Second field goal for Dragic. Tyler Hero, you saw them on the bench. Really struggled tonight. 1 of 8 from the field. And a foul's going to go, I believe, against Crowder. That should be number 4. For the Heat, their second team foul. Make that the third team foul. Caruso comes in. Caldwell Pope will sit down. Caruso getting that start. His first NBA playoff start. A third-year guard. And he responded with his usual great spirit and defense. Back to James. James goes inside. The flush and the foul.
And going back to Caruso, Mike, after that spectacular drive and finish by James, Caruso's an energy giver, not an energy drainer. He's not eye-rolling coaches about starting shots. If he gets taken out, he guards hard, he rebounds hard, he cuts hard, and he's very selfless with the ball.
We'll wave that off, a lane violation on Kuzma. Haven't seen that called all playoffs.
I like when things, you wait to the very end to pull something out. Good. Why not?
About to play the pass, and LeBron James about to win another title. Mama, there goes that man.
Those two have had a terrific connection on the floor all season. James is one of Caruso's biggest fans as Butler goes in. And Jimmy Butler, who has been, to say the least, sensational. 10 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. You wondered after how much he put into that Game 5 victory would he have. And the Lakers quickly shot him down and shot the Heat down in this one. Minute and a half left in the third. James, three-pointer misses. Rebound Dragic. Duncan Robinson could not get going either. Just 2 of 6 from the field. After that fantastic performance in Game 5, got that three-pointer to go. His third three-pointer, and it's 84-57. 57 points now in 35-plus minutes. This is a Heat team that is a very good offensive team. Rondo again. Rajon Rondo, 8 of 9 from the field, 19 points off the bench. Rondo kept saying he wanted to be, it was a goal for him as Dragic can't connect. The goal for Rajon Rondo to win a championship for the 2 most storied franchise in NBA history, the Celtics and the Lakers. He's very close now.
He's been huge. He's been absolutely huge in this ball game.
And coming into the finals, he was shooting the 3-ball so well. Hasn't shot it as well here in the finals, but prior to that, knocked down a lot of open looks. Look at those numbers here off the bench. He has the most assists off the bench in a single playoff season in NBA history since they started charting assists back in 70-71. And remember, he missed the first 5 games of the playoffs. And he's still out there coaching.
Doesn't stop talking, communicates. I'm sure as a teammate or as a coach, sometimes it's irritating. You want to say, shut up. But the guy is a winner. And he is engaged. And he keeps guys, holds guys accountable on the floor.
The only thing I always say, we talk about accountability a lot, and it's become a buzzword. It's become a cliche as Caruso tried to, for the exclamation point, holding others as accountable if you don't mind being held accountable and you hold yourself accountable. But accountability, like most things, isn't a one-way street.
Olynyk, and the third quarter comes to an end. The Los Angeles Lakers are 12 minutes away from another championship. 87-58. A domination here in Game 6 as this presentation of the NBA Finals will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Making Buckets is brought to you by KFC.
We're in the midst of a defensive masterpiece. Okay, we got to keep it going. Chase those dudes. No threes for those dudes. No fouls. Keep them off the free throw line. Everybody rebound. Everybody in rebound. I'm on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Finals presented by YouTube TV. The Miami Heat offense again talented, because not only Jimmy Butler leading the way, but 6 others in double figures here in the finals. But tonight, completely steamrolled by this defensive clinic put on by the Lakers. And a fourth quarter underway, 87-58. The Heat with that magnificent Game 5 victory, surviving at the end to hold on. And the Lakers talk about the ultimate response to a tough playoff loss. Dragic trips up a little bit, gets it to Adebayo. And Kelly Olynyk knocks down a 3. Olynyk, who had some good moments earlier in the series when Adebayo got hurt, and kind of out of the rotation last couple of games. Markieff Morris. Jumper won't go. The tip misses. Dragic has it. Goran Dragic is going to be a free agent this offseason. Beautiful pass to Adebayo. Those two have been doing that all throughout these playoffs. And certainly the Heat sorely missed Dragic during that 4-game stretch, as the lead is cut to 24. Rondo to Morris. Danny Green's pass deflected, knocked out of bounds. And it's still going to be Laker ball, 8 to shoot as Anthony Davis returns.
And we give credit to Caruso, Frank Vogel inserting Caruso in the job he's done all night long. But sometimes I don't want to leave Anthony Davis out. You got to be uncomfortable to be a champion. Here's a guy that wanted to play the 5 position for his whole life, out of 4, refused to play the 5. It made this team champion by inserting him as the 5. He was willing to sacrifice, willing to be uncomfortable, and has put on a dominant performance.
Well, they have had often their best moments as a team when he's out at the 5. And as you said, Mark, he's excelled. Second in the NBA in Defensive Player of the Year voting. And Antetokounmpo won it. Shot blocked by Adebayo. Nice rejection. And a 24-second violation. Excellent play from Bam Adebayo.
As crazy as it sounds, Coach, there's still a lot of time left in this ballgame. If you're the Los Angeles Lakers, don't take your foot off the gas.
No, you're right about that. But there's not a lot of time left.
Did you just give me the hand?
Yeah, I said stop.
He did. Right through the plexiglass. Dragic gets inside. Layup won't go. Rebound LeBron James. James leading the charge down the other end. Pass finds its way to Rondo. Rajon Rondo, 19 points on 8 of 9 from the field. Gets in the paint. Scoop layup is up. That won't go. Adebayo barrels into Kuzma, and a blocking foul called on Kyle Kuzma. Kuzma picks up his 3rd. And Adebayo will shoot free throws with 9:35 remaining. Adebayo's played 35 minutes tonight. 17 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Only 23 years old. It has been a magnificent year for him. He made his first All-Star team. Made All-NBA defense selection. And then coming into the finals, as we mentioned, he was the best player in the Eastern Conference Finals. His Game 6 clinching victory against the Celtics was one of the top performances from the Heat in these playoffs. And then the injury in Game 1 really marred his finals experience. But he's going to be a big-time player for a long, long time.
And sometimes in this league, clearly, we're both familiar with it, you have to go through the process. You have to lose and have frustrated nights in order to develop and understand the adjustments that you have to make individually and collectively.
Danny Green knocks down a three. It's so good to see. As Green in double figures, 11 points. That's his third three-pointer. Lead back up to 25. Dragic, Butler, and Hero. Hero throws it up and in. James setting it up. He has run the show with precision tonight. Kyle Kuzma tried the dunk. He thought he got hit. So did Frank Vogel as the Heat come the other way. Bam Adebayo, short jumper is good. And Frank Vogel calls timeout. A 36-point lead has been cut to 21 with 8:37 remaining. A little anxious look on the face of Coach Vogel.
Little handoff, and Bam does a good job of rolling. The delivery on point, steps in rhythm. Blake is calling a timeout. Want to close this thing out.
Week premieres next Sunday on ABC. And here was the recent huddle of the Miami Heat, Jeff.
This is every huddle with Miami. There's no one straggling away. This is when they're down and getting blown out in a finals game to end their season. They are together. Eric Spoelstra talked about a picture of Jimmy Butler being a champion before he was a champion. To me, that's a championship team before they're a championship team. I just love the way they conduct their business.
Totally agree.
Well, they have been just exceptional here in the postseason. Green shot won't go. Davis on the tip. They opened up their playoffs. They swept the Indiana Pacers, then knocked off the Milwaukee Bucks, the team that had the best record in the NBA in the regular season in 5 games. Hard-fought series against the Celtics, but they knocked them off in 6 games. And here, after falling behind 0-2 in this series, losing 2 of their best players and 2 starters to injury in Game 1, got it to 3-2 as Olynyk shot won't go. Davis the rebound. And so the Lakers put on this spectacular defensive show here in Game 6. Davis throws it up. Shot won't go, but a foul. And he'll shoot free throws. Eric Spoelstra, this is his, sometimes it's hard to believe. It's already his 12th year as a head coach, but it's his 25th year with the Heat. And as we've talked about, began as a video coordinator. He started loving the NBA when he was a little kid. His dad, an NBA executive with Portland, with Denver, with Buffalo, with New Jersey. And then he goes to Miami and connects with Pat Riley. And that has been a fantastic partnership for a long time.
Coach, you rave about it. It's how organizations should be ran, and they do an incredible job. And you go so far as to say, is how long you think Eric Spoelstra is going to be there?
Well, I think, how old is he, Mike? Like 45, 6, something like that? He's been with them 25 years. I think he could easily be with them another 25 years because of their organizational stability. Everybody says, be like the Heat, be like the Spurs, be like the Jazz, and then they do nothing like those teams. You know, when there are down times in Miami, they don't blame the coach. They haven't made the playoffs 3 of the last 5 years. He was never in trouble.
Adebayo misses a 24-second violation. By the way, he's going to be 50 in November. He looks about 10 years.
That should not be allowed. He looks too good.
Have you seen the mirror lately?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, don't look so down on yourself,
I'm looking good, yeah.
Kyle Kuzma cannot connect. Fight inside. Davis turns, comes up short. Adebayo the rebound as we're approaching the midway point. Good defense from Caldwell Pope. We talked about Hero's problem offensively. Part of that to do with the defense against him. Caldwell Pope has been terrific defensively as Olynyk flips it back up and in.
Not just defensively, but has made timely shots during the course of these playoffs. A guy that last year Laker Nation was frustrated with his play, and at times this year upset. He actually was booed early in the season in LA.
Had a slow start to the year. Had a slow start to the playoffs. The very first playoff game, he was 0 for 9 from the field against Portland. And he has turned in some excellent performances, as Mark said, on both ends here in these NBA Finals, especially the last several games. Guy who, prior to this year, his first 6 years, he only went to the playoffs once. That's with the Pistons. They got swept by LeBron James back in 2016 as the Cavaliers were on their way to a title. Now he's his teammate on the verge of a title with LeBron James. And a 24-second violation as we pass the midway point. James still out there. 19 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists. His 11th triple-double in the finals. Adebayo inside, bounces around and drops in.
And a really nice look by Duncan Robinson, who has, from the start of the bubble to the end, he's improved defensively, he's improved as a passer, as he draws more attention.
LeBron James putting on the finishing touches as he knocks down the three-pointer. There's under 5.5 remaining. Hero inside, Bam Adebayo throws it up and in. Adebayo putting up big numbers in a blowout loss. 25 points to 9 rebounds. This is going to be a painful way for the Heat season to come to an end. And for a franchise with 3 championship teams, this is going to be one of those teams that the fans remember for a long, long time, despite the fact that they fell short of their goal. Caldwell Pope can't connect. Adebayo pulls down another rebound. And James throws it too far ahead. Davis can't get it and throws it out of bounds. That's total triple doubles in the playoffs. And as we mentioned, 11 just in the finals alone. Jason Kidd, now the assistant coach, won his title back in 2011 with the Dallas Mavericks. And LeBron James on the verge of his 4th NBA championship with his 3rd different team. Duncan Robinson looking for an open teammate. Olynyk's not going to get it off in time, and a 24-second violation. You know, the expectations, as we got a timeout, always so high in Los Angeles. After a 6-year drought of even making the playoffs, they're on the verge of a championship.
The NBA Finals on ABC is
the Lakers with a rich history in the NBA Finals, led by iconic duos Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain, teamed up late in their careers. 4 finals, winning the title in '72. Then Kareem and Magic, 5 championships and 8 final trips together. And then, of course, Shaq and Kobe winning 3 straight NBA championships to start the new millennium. And now LeBron James and Anthony Davis look to join those duos with the title on the verge of the first in their very first season together. As we hit the 4-minute mark, LeBron James throws it down. Again, they had a 6-year drought of not making the playoffs. Haven't won a title in 10 years. Now, for a lot of teams, that's business as usual, but not the Lakers. They have spoiled their fans. And with Anthony Davis arriving, a technical foul call on LeBron James.
If you can jump that high, I think you should be able to slap the backboard.
But I want to go back to that graphic, and I'm not nitpicking, but when you talk about Laker great duos winning the championship, I think after Shaq and Kobe, you can add Kobe and Pau Gasol.
You're correct. They won titles in 2009, 2010. But this was not an easy championship, even though the expectations were high. With all that went on during the course of the year, starting back in the preseason with that geopolitical fallout in China, then the death of David Stern, the death of Kobe Bryant, the suspension of the season, the pandemic, and then you throw in the basketball part with the West was loaded with the Clippers and the Nuggets and the Rockets. Even the 8-seeded Blazers were picked by some to upset the Lakers in the first round.
Well, if you're talking top to bottom, they are the champions, but they are not the most talented team in the league. But give them credit. They fought adversity, defended at a high level, they embraced their role, and great leadership and the job done by Frank Vogel and the rest of the Cavs.
They're going to finish the playoffs 16-5. They beat Portland, Houston, and Denver all in 5 games. As LeBron James ready to celebrate, and they'll vanquish Miami here in 6 games as we approach 3 minutes remaining. 2 great stars, excellent coaching. Rob Pelinka, who acquired Anthony Davis and several others both before and during the season. It just all came together.
And it's in such an environment where there are no fans as Duncan Robinson misses a 3. You know, it's just such a different way for them to celebrate and to play the game. I think the game has been played at an incredibly high level from start to finish here in the bubble.
Joe, I think you're so right, Jeff. The challenge of this bubble cannot be overstated. As we're under 3 minutes remaining, they are ready to celebrate in Los Angeles and certainly here in the bubble with the Laker people. As Tyler Hero knocks down a 3.
Well, Mike, you're right. The challenges of the bubble, not just on the court, but to me, even more so off the court.
And this one has to be so satisfying for LeBron James. He missed the playoffs last year because of the injury during the season. Lakers did not make it. There was talk about other players surpassing him as the best player in basketball. He hadn't missed the playoffs in 14 years. Came back. They had the best record in the West as Jimmy Butler's season is over. And what a magnificent playoff performance from Butler. 2 legendary NBA Finals games. James wants to finish off with a 3. Instead, he'll go inside, lay it up and in. As we hit 2 minutes remaining here in Game 6.
If I'm Frank Vogel, I'm taking LeBron James and Anthony Davis out of this ball game now. Take a bow. Well-deserved, champs.
Olynyk throws it up and in. Some substitutions ready to come in.
Just throw the ball out of bounds to get him out.
Says the guy who preaches play the right way.
Yeah, you're right. I just don't want a timeout, a needless timeout.
Kendrick Nunn knocks down the 3. And now Frank Vogel calls a timeout. LeBron James will come out of the game. This year he had a new coach. He had a new co-star. The rough and rugged Western Conference, an emotional roller coaster this season. And LeBron James caps off his 17th year with a triple-double in an NBA championship clincher. 28 points, 14 rebounds, 10 assists. The Lakers 127 away from the title. The smiles and the emotion all over the Lakers' faces. Quinn Cook, who won a championship with the Golden State Warriors, now here in LA, with a hug for the leader of the Lakers. And Rajon Rondo, so instrumental in the playoffs, coming off the bench. An elite performance here in Game 6. You guys always talk about all the hard work from starts back in training camp. A training camp that was over a year ago that began in what has been the longest season in NBA history.
No, but I want to take a moment. A tough year in LA. They win the championship. I just want to shout out Vanessa Bryant and the Bryant girls. Thankful for your husband's example, his leadership, his guidance, This team, the Laker team as champion, leaves their huddle and says 1, 2, 3 Mamba. I just hope that this puts a smile on their face, understanding the impact. Thank you.
You know, Mark, it's going to be a wonderful celebration for the Laker fans, but as you mentioned, the last time they all came together was back in January, and it was in profound sadness with the loss of Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and those 7 others. But tonight, the Laker fans can unite in joy as they celebrate a title. Under a minute remaining. And what a way to close out this championship season. As you see Davis and James, it's all coming out. You know, to me, one of the great pleasures of this job every year is watching they become little kids again when that title is realized, when it's finally over, and all the work, all the sweat, all the practices, all the travel, and in this case, all this time in the bubble ends up with what they all set out for as their #1 and only goal.
You know what? Each guy invested, and LeBron is thinking, I promised this guy this. I told him that things would be different. And to finish it off, they all should be extremely proud.
Well, Lennox puts it up at him. Caruso will bring it up. LeBron James already celebrating. I'm sure they are back in Los Angeles again. Dwight Howard knocks down a 3-pointer. There's the exclamation point. And the Heat will just bring it up. As the Lakers will win Game 6. And now Cook can just dribble it out.
And J.R. Smith already shirtless.
Final seconds here in this NBA season. The respect from those two. And that's it. It's over. This historic 2020 NBA championship belongs to the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers conquer the bubble, and banner number 17 will soon hang in the rafters. Such an emotional time for these LA Lakers, and also emotional for Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. As we said, a painful way for a great season to come to an end. Always so inspiring when an individual or a team overachieves or accomplishes the unexpected. That's what the Heat did. But they ran up against a Laker team that defensively just steamrolled them here tonight. So much more ahead in the celebration, the trophy presentation, the naming of the Finals MVP. It's all ahead as the Lakers win the 2020 championship. Back here in the NBA bubble as the Los Angeles Lakers overrun the Heat here in Game 6. The Larry O'Brien Trophy will be presented to the 2020 NBA Finals champion Lakers. A celebration just underway. He's won now with the Miami Heat, with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Los Angeles Lakers. As has his teammate Danny Green, also his 3rd championship with 3 different teams. And Rajon Rondo winning his 2nd NBA title. The Celtics in 08, the Lakers in 2020. Right now, let's get things started. As they're going to bring the bespoke Louis Vuitton trophy travel case, PA announcer Kyle Speller.
Joining us now at center court with a special presentation, please welcome ESPN's Rachel Nichols.
Thank you so much. I am just thrilled to say that we are now joined by the Lakers' Jeannie Buss, and here to present the Larry O'Brien Trophy, Commissioner Adam Silver.
Thank you, Rachel. This season restart was always about something bigger than basketball. It was about resilience and ingenuity, but it was also about racial equality and social justice. Working together, teams and players, we found a way to play through a pandemic, keep everyone safe, and put a spotlight on these critically important issues. For that, every team deserves to be celebrated. And a special thank you to Disney and the 6,500 people who worked on this campus. The basketball here in Orlando has been intense. Congratulations to the Miami Heat, our Eastern Conference champions. And after 3 months, one team has emerged victorious. The Los Angeles Lakers are the NBA's 2019-20 champions. Congratulations to Jeannie Buss, the Buss family, Rob Pelinka, Coach Vogel, the whole Laker organization, and of course this incredible team. This Larry O'Brien trophy, and I believe this suitcase, are yours.
You guys, come take the trophy.
Jeannie, it has been a decade of ups and downs to get to this moment right here with these guys. What does it mean to you to win it this year of all years with everything that's happened?
Well, first I want to thank Adam Silver and all the workers that made it possible for us to finish out this season. I especially would like to thank all the teams that made it to the bubble to make this all possible. A shout out to the Portland Trail Blazers, the Houston Rockets, the Denver Nuggets, and the Miami Heat for the honor and privilege of sharing this court with them. On behalf of the Laker organization, Rob Pelinka, thank you. Coach Vogel, the coaching staff, the training staff, all our employees back home in Los Angeles for your tireless work in making this happen. And to you, Lakers team, I am so proud of you both on and off the court. You've done Los Angeles proud with your hard work, your professionalism, and your dedication. And you have written your own inspiring chapter in the great Laker history. And to Laker Nation, we have been through a heartbreaking tragedy with the loss of our beloved Kobe Bryant and Gianna. Let this trophy serve as a reminder of when we come together, believe in each other, incredible things can happen. Laker Nation, when it's safe, I look forward to celebrating with you. Until then, I will bring back the trophy to Los Angeles where it belongs.
Jeannie, thank you so much. Frank Vogel, please come up and join us. Frank, when you think about all the questions about this team at the start of this year, how would you describe the journey to get from there to this moment?
Well, we have a PhD in adversity, I can tell you that much. We've been through a lot, but I'm so damn proud of this team! World champions! Credit to this group right here, this group of players for buying into being a team-first team, committed to the defensive end. You became a defensive monster. You saw that tonight. My coaching staff, we've had fun since day one. We had fun together with this whole process. RP, thanks for the opportunity, collaboration, togetherness. Jeannie and the Bus family, we love you guys. Laker Nation, we did it!
Frank, I have heard you say you weren't the most obvious choice to coach this team, but you were clearly the right coach for this team. Why were you such a perfect fit and voice for these guys?
Just, I'm the guy that's going to focus on the work, and that's what this group needed. We had the talent, we just wanted to focus on the work, tie all the strings together, make sure we all play together, and we got it done.
Thank you so much, Coach. Congratulations. Now let's hand things back over to Commissioner Silver to present the 2020 Bill Russell MVP Trophy.
Of course, the Finals MVP Trophy, as you just said, is named after Bill Russell, who has been with us every year for the Finals, but of course couldn't be in the bubble this year, but I know is watching at home. And I have a feeling that this Finals MVP is going to have a trophy named after him one day. The Finals MVP is LeBron James.
Oh, you're stuck with him. LeBron, congratulations. You said the other day, and I want to read this to get it exactly right, Lakers fans, quote, don't give a damn about what you've done before. When you become a Laker, you've got to do it with them as well. Well, you have done it, LeBron. What does it mean to you?
It means a lot. It means a lot to represent this franchise. Jeannie, I told Jeannie when I came here that I was going to put this franchise back in a position where it belongs. Her late great father did it for so many years, and she just, took it on after that. And for me to be a part of such a historical franchise is it's an unbelievable feeling, not only for myself, but for my teammates, for the organization, for the coaches, for the trainers, everybody that's here. We just want our respect. Rob wants his respect. Coach Vogel wants his respect. Our organization wants their respect. Laker Nation wants their respect. And I want my damn respect, too.
Well, LeBron, I'm going to tell you, 4 Finals MVPs, your 4th title with 3 franchises, extremely elite company, and in year 17 as well. You got a guy in your ear right now telling you're the greatest of all time. You're just a couple months shy of your 36th birthday.
Yeah.
Is this the longest prime in the history of professional sports?
I don't know. I'm going to let you guys talk about it. One thing I can do is commit to the game. I put myself and my body and my mind in position to be available to my teammates. I've never missed a playoff game in my career. And the best thing you can do for your teammates is be available. And for me to be available to my teammates and put in the work, I just hope I make my guys proud, and that's all that matters to me. I make my guys proud, make the fan base proud, my family back home. I can't wait to get back home to them. Akron, Ohio, we did it again, and that's what it's all about.
You have had an incredibly close partnership with the guy over there to your left. What can you say about the way you two worked together to get this trophy here tonight?
I mean, it's easy. It's easy. I said it in the presser before. We have no ego. We want the best from each other every single day, both in off the floor, on and off the floor. And I know what it means to have 7 years where you feel like that you can't get over the hump. I had 7 years my first stint in Cleveland. I felt like I couldn't get over the hump. I felt like I needed some help. I feel like I need someone to push me. And that's when I was able to go to Miami and get pushed by D. Wade and Bosh in that franchise. And so to be able to get him, and we push him and let him know how great he is, but just making him see better basketball and better to be a part of something that's special, that's what it's all about. So to be able to put him where he is today, that means so much to me. And the fact that he trusts me means even more.
You were very vocal coming in here that you weren't just trying to win a title in this bubble,
but you wanted to be a real voice for social change in what has been one of the most turbulent years in American history. When you look back about what the entire NBA Brotherhood did in this bubble, what will you think of?
It's been unbelievable. It's been unbelievable. We didn't know. It was an unknown. But I think Adam, I think everybody from the NBA, the NBPA, putting this thing together, you know, and us using our voices, us being together. You know, you hear Golden State always use the phrase strength in numbers. And that's exactly what it was while we were here as the NBA, as the NBPA, all our players, everybody had a voice on what's going on in America. So we know we all want to see better days. And when we leave here, we got to continue to push that. Continue to push social injustice, continue to push for voter suppression, continue to push for police brutality, continue to push for everything that's the opposite of love. And I think if we could continue to do that, all of us, America would be a much better place, which we all love this country.
LeBron, thank you so much for pushing against all of those things. Congratulations on that trophy in your hand.
Appreciate it.
And your 4th NBA title.
Where that big
Let's bring up Anthony Davis, please.
Where that big boy at?
AD, your first NBA Finals, your first title. When you imagined, when you were growing up back on the playgrounds of Chicago, this moment, how does the reality stack up with the dream?
You can't even put it into words. To be out here and grind with these guys for a full 12 months, you know, been through a lot of ups and downs, a lot of arguments, a lot of tough moments. And to hear that horn go off and we NBA champions, it's a surreal feeling. I'm just happy it's with these guys.
You told me for years when you couldn't get into the playoffs sometimes in New Orleans, all you wanted was the chance to test yourself, to be there at the end when the competition was highest. What you were able to do, especially defensively, during this finals, what did you learn about yourself?
You got to compete. It's tough. It's tough on the body. It's a lot of hard work, but these guys push me every day, especially Bron and Doe. They always on me about being great, being better, you know, covering up every mistake. It's my job. And to be able to, you know, win it and grind and see how tough it is and see this feeling and want this feeling again. You know, that's what it's about, to get this feeling and want this feeling again. And like I said, I'm happy with these guys, man. We've been through a lot, man, to ups and downs, start from the beginning of the season. And
he's trying to give you something over there.
We're here. I love these guys, man. Yeah.
Anthony.
You're too sober right now.
Anthony, you became teammates with Kobe Bryant back in the 2012 Olympics. He was a big brother to you for the rest of your time through New Orleans and then coming to here. I know that you have been thinking of him. You told me before the NBA Finals, I cannot let him down. Anthony, you did not let him down. What does it mean to you to have done that?
You know, ever since the tragedy, you know, all we wanted to do is do it for him, and we didn't let him down. It would have been great to do it, you know, last game in his jerseys, but, you know, it made us come out even more aggressive, even more powerful on both ends of the floor to make sure we close it out tonight. And I know he's looking down on us, proud of us. I know, you know, Vanessa's proud of us, the organization's proud of us. You know, it means a lot to us. And, you know, it's a tough moment, man. What more you want from me? What more you got?
Say you like that.
He was a
like that. I like that.
He like that. He was a big brother to all of us, and you know, we did this for him.
Before I let you go, I do want to ask you about your dad, who told you that he would quarantine as long as it took to be here for this moment, and in fact, of course, he did.
Yeah, he's one of my biggest supporters. I mean, he said he'd quarantine 30 days just to be right here in this moment. He's always texting me before games, you know, telling me to go get it. You know, he's my biggest critic, my biggest supporter. I know he's proud of me. You know, he was with me from the beginning of my career, you know, waiting for this moment. Both of us waiting for this moment, and it's here. So he ain't crying right now, but I know he's gonna be crying in a minute.
Hey, he gonna cry when he get in the car.
He gonna cry when he get in the car. So I know he's proud of me. Love you, Pops. So.
Congratulations to him, to you, to all the families, to all the parents, the spouses, the children that sacrificed, especially this year, to be with you guys in this moment. And congratulations to the 2020 champion, Los Angeles Lakers. They're tearing the house down already. Back up to you, Mike.
Thank you, Rachel. It's just so fun to watch the sheer joy on the faces of the players and the coaches. There's a lot of dreams come true with another championship crown. It'll be their final night in the bubble. It's going to be a long, long night as they'll celebrate well into the morning before heading back to Los Angeles. Much more to come as the Los Angeles Lakers win their 17th title in franchise history. We'll be back after this timeout. The first two titles happened in Miami as LeBron James winning in 2012 and 2013 with the Heat, both times Finals MVP. Then the return to Cleveland, ending the drought in that city, his hometown, in 2016, also Finals MVP. And in his second year with the LA Lakers, in unprecedented circumstances in the bubble, the bond that will be formed with these will last a lifetime. LeBron James wins his fourth title, wins his fourth Finals MVP, and he does it with his new star teammate, Anthony Davis. Always emotional. The work that's put in, and now in his 17th year at 35 years old, he gets to raise that Finals MVP trophy once again. A team picture that they'll always remember. The LA Lakers conquer the bubble, defeat Miami in 6 games, and it's time to celebrate. And it's also time for everybody to go home in what has been just a remarkable experience down here in the Orlando area. Guys, let's start with the Los Angeles Lakers. Mark, first, from a team standpoint and from LeBron James' standpoint, your thoughts?
Absolutely historic and an incredible job done fighting and battling on the floor and off the floor, the challenges that existed like never before. People say an asterisk. I say an asterisk because it's the hardest championship that I've ever seen won in professional sports.
Yeah, and for me, I think, Mike, that all this does is just continue to add to all of his accomplishments. And I think Anthony Davis, it was a great performance by him, but I don't think you can overlook the other guys who made timely contributions. Tonight, it was Rondo and Caldwell Pope and amongst others, but they really did surround those guys with a bunch of gritty guys that did just enough to let LeBron James and Anthony Davis carry him to a title.
While the Lakers have this sheer jubilation, the Miami Heat, after such just one of the more enjoyable runs, one of the most incredible runs to the NBA Finals, they come up short of their goal. Mark, it's a hard way for a season to end that really had so many special moments.
Well, frustrating for it to end this way, but always pay attention to what you were able to accomplish. This team should be extremely proud, and the best thing they have going for them, the future's awfully bright, loaded with competitors, great leadership, and they will be around for a long time to come.
Yeah, I think really when you think about it, they were dominant to get to the finals. They beat a really good Milwaukee team, Boston. I mean, those teams were outstanding, and they conquered them all. They found some terrific young players to complement Butler, and they're going to be a really good team.
They were 12-3 during the first 3 rounds, the Eastern Conference playoffs, and then down 0-2, lost some key players, but still kept fighting till the bitter end until they were blown out tonight here in Game 6. But we still have much more to come. We're going to hear from our studio team and a whole lot more as the celebration will continue down here in the NBA bubble. The Lakers 2020 NBA champions as they defeat the Miami Heat in 6 games in these unprecedented finals.
This season, we won. But we lost. But but we won. But we lost so much. Then we won. But we lost.
Spike in COVID-19 cases.
We lost again.
Our hearts is with that family. It's just so unjust what's going on.
But we won. We won again. Then we won again.
Headed back to the NBA Finals.
And because we lost so much, this win means so much more.
The LA Lakers, the NBA champions.
What does it mean to be a champion? It means more than just having the skill and desire to win. The greatest accomplishment of my career happened off the court. Champion is more than what you are. It's what you do. We unite, we inspire, we champion.
The NBA restart is underway.
Months of planning has led us here.
The game of basketball has always been bigger than just the ball in the rim.
Let's go! Am I supposed to be looking at somebody?
He's going to shoot two and they'll retain possession of the ball.
How about this crowd?
He got it! He got it! And the Suns win the game! The explosion of John Morant! That's a bomb! Oh!
For more than just fame.
The police shooting of Jacob Blake has sparked an outcry from those in the NBA.
We keep loving this country, and this country does not love us back.
Despite the overwhelming plea for change, there has been no action. So our focus today cannot be on basketball.
We found something worth fighting for.
Jamal Murray from downtown. They are the comeback kids from Colorado. Blocked by Harden. What a play. Doncic pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang!
Anunoby. Oh, I have seen it all. The best team in the NBA is gone.
Got it, Jimmy Buckets. Incredible performance here on the bubble. Bam says, get it out of here.
We've been underdogs our whole life.
Oh, it's good. Anthony Davis. The LA Lakers headed back to the NBA Final. LeBron James is making an historic 10th trip. He just doesn't seem to age or show really any signs of slowing down. So many memories in this 3-month stretch here in the bubble as LeBron James and the Lakers finish off with the NBA championship. Again, has to be one of the most satisfying of his 4 titles because of last year, the injury, missing the playoffs, and then coming back this year with a lot of new faces, especially Anthony Davis, who earns his first NBA championship. Kind of polishing up that trophy. Boy, must be enjoyable to hold. And again, Mark, when we talk about this experience down here, the players had, their challenge was twofold. Number one, to crown a champion. And number two, to fight for social justice. And although it's clear that so much work still needs to be done, what the players have done down here, they've set a blueprint for future generations of athletes with a platform.
And they will be celebrated and recognized for utilizing their voice and making a difference, not settling just to be basketball players and shut up. They have impacted the world. I have not been prouder in my entire life of a group led by Adam Silver as a commissioner, his leadership, led by the players, the organization, and by this organization also. I'm honored to be part of it.
And you look at and all the great things that happen on the court, but may have been their shining moment, what they've done off the court to raise awareness and bring about enlightenment for so many people. The other part of it, Jeff, is the bubble. We spoke about this at the end of the broadcast. It's just everything's so different. Not having a crowd even here tonight, just everything feels so different. The mental challenge of being able to play in the bubble, the isolation, being away from the families, cannot be understated.
No, the isolation, the lack of an everyday normalcy to your day. I think these players, teams should be applauded for sticking with it, staying with it, and staying within the protocols that were set forth to keep them safe. I think everybody from the NBA league office, to the detail people that put all this together. It's one thing to have an idea, Mike. It's another thing to be able to have enough smart people to work at the problems, solve the problems, and keep our players and our team safe. Everybody hit a home run.
So many of us have been in the bubble for a long time. That includes Rachel Nichols. So we go down to Rachel.
Thank you, Mike. You know, here at ground level, it's been so interesting to be up close inside this inner layer of the bubble with the players, watching them deal with some of the practical issues. How to get food here is different, right? And remembering to get tested every day is different. And the competitive issues were different as well. These guys were seeing their opponents everywhere they went. Often the teams would load up after a tough and contentious sometimes game, get in their buses, get back to the same hotel, and then be in the elevator with the guy that they were just across the court from. So there were adjustments all the way around, and then of course the intense microscope on them in the battle for social justice, the way they put themselves front and center. These guys didn't have to do that. They definitely made themselves targets for a lot of people who were critics of them, but the entire time they maintained this was something that was so important for them to do. And I mentioned at the end of the trophy ceremony the families, because for the first, of course, couple months they couldn't have their families in there. You guys have been so great about describing just the isolation that we heard players talk about. Paul George, very open about the anxiety and depression that caused, just never being able to get away from basketball, not having his kids to go crawl all over him when he had a bad game. But then when the families came in, they sacrificed a tremendous amount too. Every player's spouse, parent who came in here, child, young children had to do 7 days of quarantine just to be in here, and then they were subject to all of the rules that the players were. So really just tremendous all the way around. This is the longest season in NBA history, the most unusual playoffs ever, and yet we had some of the best basketball I've ever seen in the playoffs. Really, really special to be part of this, and I want to thank the three of you guys as well for welcoming me onto your team this year. It's never possible to fill the great Doris Burke shoes, but I'm very grateful you let me hang out in them.
Rachel, it was great to have you. Thank you so much for all the fabulous work you have done down here. And, you know, years and years from now, people will still be talking about that championship in 2020, the team that won it in the bubble and all that went through, all the experiences both on and off the court. And one thing that we have certainly learned down here in the bubble is how much the fans mean to the overall experience, both when you're in the arena and when you're watching at home. And the new Laker dynamic duo in their first year together here in the NBA Finals, just putting on elite performances as was expected. Well, there you can see Cinderella Castle at the Magic Kingdom. The stone's throw away, shining a bright purple and gold in honor of the Lakers' big win tonight. Now we have much more coverage of this championship night coming up as we wind down the season. Again, be remiss if we didn't give the most important stat here in the bubble: 0 positive COVID tests by the players, by the coaches, and the staff. Congratulations to Adam Silver, the NBA Players Association, for accomplishing what many said would be impossible. And for us here at ESPN, a heartfelt thanks to over 400 production and technical professionals. A commitment and effort that began back on July 5th, some earlier, making these crazy circumstances seem normal. It's a legendary accomplishment in our industry. Plus their mental challenge of grinding day after day while away from their loved ones, their families, and their homes. We salute you and say bravo, and I know I speak for Mark and Jeff. We've never been more proud to work with a group of remarkable individuals who formed their own championship team here in the bubble. Coming up next, more from the studio gang after this timeout.